Welcome back. The ANC and eThekwini Regional Conference kicks off at the ICC in Durban tomorrow. Former eThekwini Mayor Zandile Kumete and Municipal Speaker Thabani Nyawo are expected to go head-to-head for the position of regional chairperson. With both KZN Provincial Conference and ANC's National Conference coming up later this year, the outcome of this regional elective conference is set to play a bigger role. eNCA reporter Siphamandla Goke is following the conference proceedings, and he joins us now live. In fact, there are no conference proceedings for today, Siphamandla, as you told us a bit earlier on. I'm very interested to know that, for the fact that there's about 100 media houses, as you said, that have applied for accreditation for the eThekwini conference, it means this is a big one for the ANC.
Indeed, it's a big one for the ANC in eThekwini and in KwaZulu-Natal, but also nationally. We are talking about the eThekwini region, which is the biggest region in terms of ANC membership. It's one of the powerful regions in the country, and many people are interested in knowing what will be the outcome of this conference. The ANC in eThekwini has been plagued by deep divisions, disunity, to such an extent that the ANC ended up losing its majority status in governing the only metro in the province. People have been complaining about service delivery issues where eThekwini municipality is concerned. It's being governed by the ANC with the help of the ABC of PG Mavundla. So stakes are high here. Many people within the ANC top leadership have an interest in knowing what is happening in eThekwini. NEC members of the ANC would want to see what happens here, because the outcome of this eThekwini regional conference will have an impact when it comes to the provincial conference of the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal, and also all those candidates who are vying for top positions during the ANC's National Elective Congress would want to know what is happening here so that they can start lobbying. So now Zandile Kumete is contesting together with Thabani Nyawo. Zandile Kumete is the former chair of eThekwini region. The regional executive was disbanded before. Thabani Nyawo is contesting. He's the current speaker of eThekwini municipality. And many people have been wanting to know what will happen should Zandile Kumete be elected chairperson of the ANC in eThekwini. She's facing fraud and corruption charges. Well, those who support her say she will contest and deal with the matter afterwards if she is elected. Mtumiseni Ntuli is the provincial secretary of the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal. Mpemba, there has been a confusion. There has been a confusion. Initially, we were told that the conference was meant to be open today, but we understand that today is about registration and we will officially open it tomorrow. Clarify that for us. When is the conference starting?
That's correct. The conference is meant to start tomorrow morning, and then it would last up until Sunday afternoon. When we communicate dates for conferences, we also include the first day, which is the day of the actual registration, not the pre-registration that took place yesterday and the day before. But today, delegates are officially arriving to collect their name tags, their packages, their documents, and then to register formally that they are indeed attending the conference, which will kickstart tomorrow morning.
There are those who say there have been some technical glitches with your registration process.
Not necessarily. I think what has been holding up a bit is because we're waiting for a final sign-off report from the Office of the Secretary General, which will give us a certainty about number of branches that have absolutely qualified with the delegates that are expected to attend the conference. But it's not something that is a major problem for us because we still have time.
Stakes are high. After this conference, what needs to happen to ensure that there is unity in eThekwini and there is unity in KwaZulu-Natal in the ANC?
Firstly, we're very happy that two conferences are taking place this weekend, including our biggest region, both in the country and in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, which is very, very important. The metro, as you know, we've had people saying that stakes are very high. We don't know what they mean by that. Our own understanding is that we are a relatively united province of the ANC. That's why conferences that are taking place, even those who don't get elected into the top 5 position of the structure, still find expression in the overall board of a National Executive Committee. So it indicates that we've traversed a particular distance from 2015 to today to ensure that each one of us understand that the fate of each one of us depends on the conduct of the other. So we are working very well. What happened in eThekwini really would not necessarily break the ANC apart. It will be a leadership elected, which will have a responsibility to carry on the trajectory that we've embarked on to consolidate the unit of the ANC and to renew the African National Congress, not for its own sake, but for people of KwaZulu-Natal.
You mentioned the issue of the disputes. There were branches and wards, particularly one of those being where you come from, Ward 1, KwaXimba. There have been disputes there, and one ward in Hammersdale, I'm told that they will be coming to the conference on the observer status because there have been issues of disputes that have not been resolved.
Yeah, that's correct. There are a few branches where there were major contestation about, firstly, who constitute the membership of the ANC, where there were serious battles about the validity of the database. We took a position early in the year as a provincial executive committee that branches of the ANC must never consider themselves to be entities for conferences. We built a branch because we are leading the National Democratic Revolution. Even if it doesn't go to a conference, it doesn't have to be a major concern for the branch of the ANC.
Zandile Kumete, she's charged facing fraud and corruption charges. It has happened in KwaZulu-Natal where someone who's charged was elected. I'm talking about Dr. Ntutuko Mahlaba in Emalahleni region, Newcastle. What is your view? How should the ANC deal with leaders who are charged? There are growing calls, including from President Cyril Ramaphosa, that the NEC needs to discuss the issue of how to deal with those who are charged contesting for power. Because right now, the resolution is not clear. It's not saying they shouldn't contest.
These are new guidelines. They were conceptualized and put into place without being tested into action. What has since happened then is that a number of our branches, of course, not being told that they are prohibited to do so because they are not, have decided to nominate whoever they deemed as their preferred leader or candidate for any position. So Comrade Zandile Kumete, as we have seen is in other provinces as well, emerges from that kind of an environment. The National Executive Committee, as the supreme board of the movement in between conferences, will have to reflect upon this ambiguity and guide the movement as a whole going forward.
When is the provincial conference in KwaZulu-Natal?
The provincial conference is going to take place mid-July, around 2018 July, around that time. We're just waiting for the NGC so that we don't have clashes on the dates.
Thank you very much for your time. That is Mtumseni Ntuli, the provincial secretary of the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal.
All right, Sipa Mandlakoke, let's leave it there for now. Of course, we'll go back to Sipa as and when he gets more guests pertaining to that conference, which we now know actually starts tomorrow.